Hello and welcome back to High Profile. Our program today is Strategic Alliances to Grow Your Business or Project. We've already heard an overview from Delia Horowitz, and our first presenter in this program is Jim Seybert. Jim, welcome to High Profile.
David, thanks for having me.
So I understand that you're the strengths coach.
Right.
So why don't we first find out what in the world is a strengths coach?
Well, a lot of times people will ask me where are your barbells? And it's not that kind of strength.
Well, I think I asked you that question.
Yeah, you did, and it's obvious that I don't fill that role. But we all have native abilities. We all have natural talents, things that just energize us naturally, and those are strengths. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we think that strengths are activities we are good at, mm-hmm. but we all have activities that we're good at that just drain the life out of us. Mm-hmm. So the difference is a strength, as I define it, is an activity where you're energized, where you are just on the ball, and every time you practice it, you get a little bit better, and you get a little bit better, and we all have different, unique strengths, and mm-hmm. so that's what strengths are.
I should ask the question. This is really something that applies not only to business but can apply to individuals.
Oh yes, definitely. Parents can use strengths with their children. There's a great television ad running right recently during the Olympics mm-hmm. from one of the investment companies that tells a story about a little boy, maybe you've seen it, who is a gymnast who, when he was real small, he was at the supermarket and they found him climbing the shelves, and the voiceover says his parents could have punished him, but instead they took him to gymnastics class, and now he's a world-class gymnast. And so this idea of strengths, it just makes sense. It's wherever you are. If you're in a business, if you're at home, if you have an individual business, solo, an entrepreneur, what you want to look for are those activities, those things that you are naturally drawn to, and then focus on those. You don't ignore your weaknesses, but really focus on what you do best. Okay. In any situation.
How do you fit into the picture then?
I tell people that you talk a lot about teamwork, mm-hmm. In any organization, any group, and this whole program is about collaborating, co-laboring. So it's teamwork, and I tell them, you know what? Today only, we're going to not talk about teams. We're going to talk about you, because you have to understand what your strengths are. Mm-hmm. before you can effectively collaborate with other people. If you join a group of people to work together and you don't have a good handle on what it is you bring to the table, mm-hmm. you're not going to be an effective member of that team. Okay. And so that's what I help people do, is I really concentrate on the individual's strengths, mm-hmm. whether it's a huge corporation or an entrepreneur.
So talking about Mission Community Services Corporation, mm-hmm. I could come to you and say, okay, I've got this issue that when it comes to following the day-to-day compliance paperwork of the I'm terrible.
Sucks the life out of you.
To put me out there on the road and building the partnerships, the collaborations, mm-hmm. finding the consultants to help the clients. So your advice to me would be...
Well, you probably still have to do that stuff. Mm-hmm. You might not have to do that. It's one of the things we tell people, is that one of the ways to mitigate weakness is just stop doing it and see if anybody notices. Well, obviously that's not always possible. Those reports might have to be filled out.
Yeah, SBA wants to see the reports.
But what you could do is find someone. I'll bet you there's someone in your office who is really mm-hmm. energized by detail. Now, if not, and you still have to do that, what we try to help people do is find at least something every day that they can play to their strengths, mm-hmm. all right? And use their strengths as something to maybe give them energy to lift them over those those activities that drain them, that weaken mm-hmm. them. I'm not a great salesperson. Okay. Selling cold calls, mm-hmm. just they scare me, they drain me. I think there's a lot of different reasons why. Mm-hmm. And I started reading all these books on sales, how to be a good salesman, every sales book, and I went from really bad to, well, really bad to really bad. I mean, never got it, but what I found out was that I love presenting to groups like the Kiwanis Club and the Rotary. Anytime anybody gets together for lunch, I love talking to them. And as soon as those people hear me, all right, they're no longer a cold call. See, I can call them and say, you know, we met, we talked, and so what I've done is I've used a strength, something that really energizes me, okay, to mitigate or put, you know, give me energy, push me over that thing that drains me. And you can do that whether you're a solo entrepreneur or whether you're you know, a corporate president.
How long have you been doing this?
I launched my consulting practice 2 days before the terrorist attacks in September of 2001. I was a corporate VP, and I am not a team player. I'm just not a team player. I used to, in my reviews, they say you need to be a better team player. And because I wasn't, somebody said that you'd probably be a really good consultant. In 2009, I became certified with Marcus Buckingham, the fellow that invented StrengthsFinder years ago. And I'm one of just a handful, maybe a dozen or so people in the country that's authorized to use his material on my own.
So if someone would like to get a hold of you and use you as the access point to the collaboration soup concept, how do they find you?
The best is just my website, which is jimseybert.com.
The next time that I have you on the show, I want to see the bar. No.
Jim, you'll be disappointed.
Thank you for being here.
All right, you bet. Thank you.